Clubhouse is really starting to suck me in. I mean, I'm trying to do my live stream and I'm thinking, hey, maybe I can just multitask, have Clubhouse going in the background. It's such an addicting app. It's pretty awesome. Really loving it so far. I pretty much haven't stopped talking about it since it launched. If you don't know what Clubhouse is, it's like a public podcast where you can jump in on the podcast and talk along with other guests. It's pretty neat. But I'm gonna get some focused work done first, and then maybe I'll try and find some of my friends on there later. Alright, so earlier this week, we planned out the development sprint, which involves like critiquing where the current either prototype or product stands, critiquing it, figuring out which features or stories need to be added to the backlog. My cat's trying to get in right now. He wants to play. And so we have the backlog. Here, let me shrink my face down. Here's the backlog right here. On our first session, we were working on an event tab, and this feature, I tried to work with Calendly to see if Calendly would work well for events, but it just doesn't seem like the tool's built that way. So I eventually came across something called FullCalendar. I really like the idea of this product so far. Basically, it uses Google API with Google Calendars to populate the data, but it gives you full control over the skin. Because I tried to embed Google Calendar and it just looks pretty awful. It also has like Google advertising on it and stuff. So this gives you like a full interactive little widget that's only using Google Calendar for the actual data, and you have full control over the front end. Problem is, I haven't been able to get it to work, and I thought, we could do the MVP product without this, so I deprioritized it, put it to the bottom. Meanwhile, I see a major need for this almost immediately. I think if I could get it working, we might be able to embed it inside of Circle, which I think would be useful for a lot of people right now that are without Facebook group events, which is really nice functionality when you're using Facebook groups. Basically being able to just have a public calendar that you can see, or a private one, and people, the admins or moderators, can schedule things on it, and you can say that you're going or not going. I believe this should do all of those things if I could just get it working. Now I see the need for it, and it's kind of been keeping me up at night. So when I'm starting this session, I'm gonna drop this back up to the top for a little bit. Put this one on hold for a second. I don't know, I'll set aside what was that little timer app that I got? Timer? Downloaded a cool little timer app. I can't remember what it was called. But I'll just use the clock. And I'll give it, I think 15 to 20 minutes would be enough time to know whether maybe I can just fix the issue, the bug now, or if it starts taking longer than 20-25 minutes, I'll probably just put it back to the bottom of the priority list. Because I really want to see if I can get it to embed inside of Circle. I mean, obviously I want it to embed inside of Bonsai as well. So let's play around a little bit. Yeah, Clubhouse keeps distracting me. I think Kanye and Elon Musk are supposed to do something tonight, so I've been keeping my eyes peeled. I thought it was actually supposed to be happening right now. Yeah, I saw 7 p.m. Pacific time. Let me just make sure I'm not missing it. Huh. Maybe it's late. Okay. Really cool website. I dig it. Now let's go to, there's demos, there's the GitHub. Okay. There's the docs. I'm looking for the Codepen project. I think that'll help me try and fix the bug the fastest way. I know I saved it on Codepen, but I'm sure we can just search some examples of it. We'll just make sure we have it working all in Codepen, and then we'll start porting it over to the website and try and get that part working again. Okay, so I'm gonna comment this out. See if the calendar disappears. Okay, so that one's working correctly. That's how I was trying to do it. All the comments are in, I believe that's Chinese, Mandarin. Simplified Chinese, I think. Could be Japanese, I don't know. Do I really need the comments though? $2013, huh? Okay, that one's probably a bit dated. I refresh this one. And I saw that my original one was actually showing up here. Error. W Acrobat. Okay, this is at least the current year. Okay, so this is the JavaScript. This is where the calendar goes in the HTML. There's no CSS. Now, let me just open up the settings and I'll see that there is a CDN CSS file. And then if I open up JavaScript, we'll also see a FullCalendar CDN link. So it's working right here. I tried getting it to work through Node. I tried getting it to work this way, where we were using an external link, the CDN link. That's usually the more simple way to get things working. So let's try and get that process working again. I feel like I spent a lot of time troubleshooting it, but let's give it another try. Which method did they use here? Yeah, so they're using Bootstrap as well, and FullCalendar 2.2.6, JavaScript, jQuery. Yeah, they're bringing a lot of stuff in here. But 2.2.6 FullCalendar CDN. I think that's the only way you could do it in Codepen, unless you had like a huge JavaScript file, CSS. All right, let's pull up the GitHub in the text editor. Have a new icon for GitHub. Looks pretty good. Okay. Let's see what we got. I'm gonna go to the groups page, clean things up a bit. Come on, Bessie. I did do a reboot before I started the stream this time, which is good, but it's still acting pretty slow. Might just have to upgrade to one of those M1 chips. Or just start doing these streams from the PC. Alright, what do we have under events? Cal goes here. Okay, so that's still there. I believe this is under resources, views, partials, groups, Instagram, tab 4? Yeah. I just put that there so I could see that this was showing up, even if the actual calendar isn't. But let me just make sure that's not causing any of the issues. Nope, that's just gone now. Okay, I'm just gonna remove you, Acrobat. How about that? Added. How did it automatically add that? That's stupid. Adobe, mind your own business and don't auto-install extensions where you don't belong. Okay. Yep, it's definitely not there. So I'm gonna bring this back for now. And now, I mean, obviously it wasn't there, so let me try it again one more time because I gotta come into assets, scripts, routes, home. Oh, I'm not on the home page. That might be why. Was I doing this under common? Countdown timer. Where did we put that JavaScript? Okay. We're gonna go back to FullCalendars, documentation, introduction, how to initialize a calendar. Get installed. Initializing the script tags. So for now we'll use the CDN method. Then write the following initialization code. Just gonna take this, find the head, under partials head, this Hotjar script. So that's probably all right. Let's grab the CDN. Can I grab it from here, or should I just grab it from? I'll just grab it from here because I know this is working. So there's the CSS. Here's the JavaScript. And then that should work, but I'm skeptical. Haha, okay. Wow, we got it working. Wonder what I was doing wrong last time. So obviously this is way too big and we need to learn how to style it a bit. But this all looks pretty good. February 2021, today. Got the months right here. Oh, okay. Now it's kind of working. Let's refresh it, see what's going on. I'm glad we got that working. So then my next question will be, can we take that same code snippet and drop it as an HTML snippet in Circle? And then you could add those calendars into a post by just adding div with ID calendar. Huh, maybe. Okay, so it formats it weird upon first loading, but if you flip it, then it seems to kind of reset. Whoa. Great, a reload loop. Isn't that just dandy? It's time for a hard refresh. Okay, stop loading. Stop loading. Come on. Come on. January, February, March. Some months are working when you change it. I do like how good it looks already. We'll have to try and fix this sizing formatting issue. Should I go through the docs? Or should I just start messing around? I want to see how it looks once it renders it through the JavaScript into HTML. Okay, this is the div ID right here, calendar. Do we have a header? We have a FC FullCalendar view harness. View harness active. I wonder what would happen if I took active away. Just curious what that means. Okay. Maybe so you can collapse it or something. Okay, great. So what's controlling? Okay, height. It's really the width that is weird. What if we gave the view harness, what if we gave it like an override, gave it fixed height, And then can you just, I mean, I think that looks really good. It's awesome how it's already matching the style. I don't have data tied to it yet, so I don't know what the functionality is going to look like. I'm wondering if we can click on things to kind of bring up another layer on top. Let's go into the Codepen examples. Okay, so interesting. You'll almost want this to be full screen because you can't really see it on a smaller scale. But let's go back to FullCalendar and view some of their demos. Demos. Okay, this is one that allows you to add events. This would be more like admin purposes. We could focus on that later. Just run the data through Google's API, Google Calendar, resource timeline. I mean, that'd be cool if there was like a daily one. And it would show like all the different platforms, so like YouTube, Clubhouse, Zoom. Resources time grid. Yeah, this could be a cool view as well. Selectable dates. Third title. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I like that. So we could just specifically put that on an admin page. Background events. I really wish these would pull up like a modal window with more data. Theming. Bootstrap. Darkly. It already looks pretty good. Default full calendar theme. And then default bootstrap theme. They're pretty much the same thing. I think mine's on the bootstrap since I have bootstrap tied in. Time zones. So these are premium. I think premium's like $500 or something. Yeah, so we're not going to be buying that anytime soon. Seems like kind of a high amount, not having any lower options for... Well, I guess their free product is pretty well, so I can't... Their free product is all this stuff. So yeah, we have a problem. This is not gonna look good. Okay, let's do another test. Let's take this. Oops, I want mine. Okay. Okay, that's fine. I can just tie it to this CSS class. And I'll say height. Important. I'm not sure if that's needed. Okay. Width 420, of course. Important. And okay. See it. Click for. Click for Google. Okay. Other question is, where is it getting this data from? Is it purely coming from this JSON data right here? So, I mean, let's take this birthday party, for example. Let's just remove it. Yeah. Okay, so this isn't, click for Google. This isn't actually tied into a Google API, I don't think. We'll probably have to figure out how to do that separately. Let's look at the similarities. It's document, calendar, hello calendar, visual views, day, grid, month, calendar render. Variable calendar, new full calendar. Comma calendar, calendar L, initial views. Okay, so let's take all this data. Where's the end of this? The bracket before the parenthesis. Okay. So I believe we can just take all this, add a comma, drop all this right here. And then, was that indented? No. Okay. Yeah, bracket, curly bracket, parentheses. Yep. Okay, that looks like it's the same, so let's see what this does. I don't know if I'll be able to get away with having the calendar that small. So I might have to mess with some different ideas on solutions. Okay. That doesn't look so good right there. Today, what? What the hell? Wasn't it just working a second ago? And now we're in a reload loop again. God. Doesn't look too bad on Helvetica. Is that Helvetica? I think so. No, that might have been Proxima Nova. I want to try the font setting to the operating system, which should put the font as like San Francisco font, which is Apple's kind of Helvetica-ish font. I think it looks even better than Helvetica in some cases. Definitely Helvetica. Yeah, so the idea is to get this Instagram component working, and then I'll focus on duplicating that to each different group once this is kind of perfected. Yeah, that's weird. Okay. It totally showed up fine. Yeah, something is going whack. I don't know if it's something I did in the script. So let's revert it back to what it was like and see if we can get rid of this reload loop. This thing drives me crazy. It's pretty much the only thing in the Roots project that seems to kind of degrade over time. This live reload stuff starts to start getting a little buggy sometimes. I've never been able to figure out a solid solution for that. Are you still doing this? It's almost like there's an issue either in the JavaScript or the CSS. Yeah, it's reloading again. Okay, I'll do the hard reload. Sometimes that'll fix it. Did last time. But if it keeps coming back, then it didn't really fix it, right? Yeah, I think the nav bar is looking pretty good from last time. We cleaned this up a lot. I think this functionality right here is kind of weird. Don't really need the whole backdrop like a modal window. And that little focus that outlines that weird shape, that's weird. I'll add those to the backlog. Wow, this thing is thinking hard. Keep an eye on it for a second. See what it's gonna do. It's gonna keep doing it. So I am forced to assume there's some type of bug. I don't think it's in the project, in the Bonsai project necessarily. It's probably something new we've added. We'll start by removing this stuff, the full calendar. Okay, it's not in the full calendar. Let's go into our, let's go into styles. For some reason, it usually seems like that's where it's coming from first. And I'll take all of Leaf, which is all of Bonsai Styles. I'll comment that out. That's pretty much the only place I had more than 90% of the styling inside that Leaf folder. Okay. It's so cool to see it in light mode sometimes. I wish I could just easily have a little switch in there that does, but I mean, I could do that with probably just raw JavaScript, but I've really only seen it done in like React or Vue most of the time, so I'll have to experiment with that down the road. Just gonna make sure that it's not gonna do a reload loop once it's loaded here. Oh, there we go. Okay, now it's doing it again. No, now it's fine. Okay. Let's introduce Leaf back into the system. Let's see what it does. This troubleshooting is fun. Fun stuff. And reload loop seems to be back. Let's do a hard reload and just make sure. And now I can start trying to figure out where it would be inside of Leaf. So let's open up Leaf's main. What have I even touched recently? Let's go into GitHub, go to history, pull up sprint day 1. there's this responsive stuff I added. Stuff in the header. So let's just start commenting out those. Header, main. Again, these are all blade files, so it should be in one of those two places. Let's see what that does. Assuming it's gonna keep doing this. One troubleshooting strategy is I can just comment out the top half, see if it fixes it, then comment out the bottom half, see if it fixes it, start trying to target down which partial or folder that's coming from. Another, yeah, it's still doing it. Okay, so it's not those two, I don't think. I'm gonna come back here and just comment this out again, just to double check. Make sure that it is coming from somewhere in there. And now what? Is it gonna reload again? Okay. It's weird because it's like the bug does fall over here. But last time I came here, did a hard reload. It stopped. But if it's not in the CSS, then you'd think it would be in the JavaScript, maybe. Sometimes this bug is elusive. It can happen for different reasons. Oh, I thought I commented that out. Huh. Because that's where it could be coming from. Yeah, most of these graphics look pretty good on light mode too. Come on. Still doing it. That's ridiculous. Okay. So it's not the CSS, I don't think. I mean, I could try commenting all of it out basically, but highly doubt it's this stuff. It's just some bootstrap files it brings in, I believe. Port everything from autoload. I'll comment that out too, just in case. I just hope it doesn't break anything. Let me just look over the JavaScript. So I don't think I really changed much. Main.js routes. Yeah, this was where I had it, but it's commented out. I think I originally tried putting it somewhere like in here, but I think this would be more appropriate, or in common, or a separate route. I don't think I have to uncomment anything in this JavaScript. Which means I don't think it's in the CSS or the JavaScript. I think it's somehow in my computer, my browser, my something. Could be in my project. Okay. We're gonna vagrant halt. Gonna kill this yarn process. One more thing we could potentially try is doing yarn run build, or even I think we can just do yarn build production. This will build it for production, and it takes it through. Sometimes you'll get extra errors on this that you won't see on like a yarn run start. So that's what we'll try next if this doesn't work. Figuring up. I want to catch this Elon Kanye Clubhouse tonight, but it said it was scheduled for 8 o'clock, I thought. What is wrong with my internet? Okay. Yeah, now we're gonna try and build it for production and see what happens. I think Reddit might be down on mobile or something. I don't get it. Is it my internet that's out? No. Well, we're coming up on an hour on the stream, and everything's running really slow at the moment, working with this bug, but we do have the calendar integration working now, so that's pretty big. I'm gonna keep their docs open so I can learn more as I go. Next thing I really want to figure out is getting the Google API integration working. Okay, while this is doing its thing, I'm going to take a quick bathroom break. We'll call this the top of the hour 10 to 15 minute break. So we'll let this do its thing. Hopefully it actually spits out an error, because that would actually be helpful. But otherwise, we'll go back to troubleshooting. All right, be right back. All right, that's exactly kind of what I want to see. Set optimization error. Nodes module. JPEG-tron. Node modules. JPEG-tron. Huh. Okay. Interesting. It might be a slight hint. This is coming from something called JPEG-tran bin vendor, but I'm wondering if maybe it's coming from the nodes modules folder, which is where I installed FullCalendar, but I'm not actually using it from the node modules. So I need to remove that anyways, at least for now. So let's try getting rid of this. I think I could just delete it, but I think there's a better, cleaner way. Let's see. Yarn remove package. Is it yarn remove? Yarn remove package. Okay. So let's go to the theme directory and do yarn remove FullCalendar. And wait, this module isn't specified. Huh. Weird, that's still there. NPM's the same way, right? NPM remove full calendar. Oh, I think I'm starting to get cauliflower ear from my headphones. Something. Okay, what is going on here? Okay, I have no idea what it's doing. Weird. I probably should look up what I'm actually doing before I run it, but this is the Wild West out here. What's going on? Uninstall. Ooh, it's uninstall. Okay. I don't even know why you're doing this. Sorry, I probably shouldn't stop you midway. But I want to do npm uninstall FullCalendar. Maybe it was just doing some type of npm update, I think. Yeah. Okay, I'll just let it do its thing for a minute. I could probably just delete it, but I think then it would come back when I do yarn run. Did I add it to my package.date.json? I don't think I did. Maybe that's why it wasn't working. Through npm. Anyhow. It's weird that it's going through this whole process. Okay. Well, hopefully this doesn't cause a bunch more errors. But yeah, the fact that this build process was failing, that's exactly what I wanted it to do. Let's see, it's giving me this module JPEG-tran-bin. Let's see if that's still in here. Okay, Fort Awesome. What is that? Is that like a typo on Font Awesome? Huh. I don't even see that. What was it called? JPEG tran - bin. Here we go. Okay. Yeah, that's there. That has never had an error before. I don't even think I used that, so that's why I'm thinking it might be some kind of interference between FullCalendar. Are we done yet? Okay. Fort Awesome. Font Awesome. What's all this about? JPEG tran build test passed successfully. Fort Awesome. Why does that say Fort Awesome? That's so confusing. I think I've looked into this before. Is Fort Awesome a thing? Fort Awesome. Okay. Glad it's a thing. I thought it was just a typo from Font Awesome, but I think it's somehow related, like it's just like their parent company or something. Log file, okay. So let's do yarn. Let's just refresh things. I'm gonna do yarn. And I'll do yarn build. Now we'll do yarn build production. I just want to replicate the error that I got last time. This takes some time. Might as well check Clubhouse. No Kanye. I mean, unless I just missed it somehow. I'll search for him. Is this my internet or is Clubhouse experiencing some issues? Okay, that actually worked that time. That's so weird. I didn't even remove FullCalendar, I don't think. I mean, it's still here. I'll just delete the folder for now. But I think if I did a yarn build, I don't think that would show up anywhere again. Let's do a yarn run start and see if this reload loop is fixed. Hopefully, because this has been a pain. Yeah, I think Clubhouse is like down for me. Our servers are struggling and your request failed. Please give it a second, try again. Yeah, Clubhouse is down. Maybe Kanye started a room and it just broke everything. Kanye and Elon. That would push the server limit for sure. Well, it's still being pretty slow, whatever it's doing. What is going on? Head. The calendar's commented out. Okay, I have all the styles turned off. That's what's up. Turn those back on, and we'll see if we're in business. It's still compiling. So interested to see what these Apple M1 chips, how fast they would speed up like a Webpack compilation process like this. Wow, that's 20-second compile. I think it's just a one-time thing. So here we go. Please don't reload. Please don't. It's thinking about it. I think it is gonna try and reload again. No? Yep. Okay. Doing a hard refresh. Man, this is frustrating. But Clubhouse is down at the same time, so that makes me feel a little bit better. Maybe the whole internet just crashed. there's no refresh happening. That's good news. Let's see if it stays this way. Come on, baby. I think next stream I'm just gonna stream off my PC anyways. Usually my laptop can handle it. If it's, just developing a site, running OBS takes up a lot, but if I've rebooted it and it's fresh, then it usually runs pretty well. But last time I was running into issues, I started streaming it through my PC, so I just output my MacBook display to my PC, run it. The PC is a dedicated streaming machine at that point. Takes a lot of the CPU load off of my MacBook, and I should just go back to doing things that way, because this is pretty unbearably slow today. Alright, and the event integration will not be there because I have it commented out in the head. Let's turn that back on. Seconds? Yeah, something must be wrong. The only way I get 20-second compile times was when I had some type of bug in the SCSS. It's like duplicating the code 100 times. Yeah, another 20 seconds. Something is definitely wrong. Okay. More troubleshooting. Fun. Let's see if that calendar integration is working again. Okay, at least it's working. I can live with that. Now to just figure out this compiling problem. Last time I started streaming on the PC because of this problem, then I actually gave me the processing power to actually debug the problem. I don't know if it was the processing power, but I was just less frustrated and able to look at it a little differently. That is development for you. A lot of frustration. I heard it put this way once. When things aren't working like this, you feel completely mentally challenged and down on yourself, and it sucks, but you just get so sucked into this bug and you just gotta fix it, and then you fix it and you feel like God for a moment. And you just repeat that cycle over and over. Okay, so we got a 20-second compile. Let's start by taking leaf out, because that's where most of it is located. Okay, that was 8 seconds. It's better. We should be in the 5-second range though. I guess that's the CPU or something. And then if I take leaf, put it back on, just measure this time again. Okay, now it's to 11 seconds. So yeah, I think the computer's just struggling. All right, we got that working. So let's go back to our backlog. I'm gonna leave calendar alone for now. We've got it at least working. That's good enough for me to move on to some other things for the day. I've actually got some other items on the backlog that tie into this. So let's take a look. I have mobile and desktop modal sizing. So what I'm thinking I'll have to do is for that calendar integration, I'll have to pull it up in like a big screen. I don't know if I'll do it in its own separate modal or what, but I just don't think it works in that really narrow modal format that it's in. I think MetaHood works okay here, but that might be better too if it were full width. So once I solve this part, it will naturally solve the calendar sizing. So for now, I'll mark that as done, even though I know we're going to come back to that. Actually, I'll put it as complete, but I'll put a little hold sticker on it until we complete this step right here. So we're back onto the topics tab. We're just going to style it. Okay, we'll probably get rid of this. And we'll just have them embedded under featured topics. Test post title. I think this is the whole space that I've embedded here. All right, I want to focus on functionality in this sprint, so I think I'm going to experiment with adding something to the process. We'll add a little functionality column here, and then everything will go through the functionality thing first before we get to things that are more aesthetic. Resources tab. That one's pretty aesthetic. We know how to do all of the functionality. It's pretty much already there. It's just, yeah, it is there. Port over features scroll bar. Okay, that one's a little more functionality. I mean, it is aesthetic based, but it does add functionality as it cleans it up. Mobile and desktop modal sizing. I think that's one of the most important, but it's also one of the hardest, so I'm not going to put it quite at the top. The dummy content is easy as far as functionality. Duplicate group modal component. That'll be one of the last functionality steps we do. We have the functionality already working, so I'll put it back here. And as for homepage, that's just going to be one of the last things we do is get the homepage. So I think this looks good. Topics tab. It's mostly styling. There's a little bit of functionality I still have to play with, so I'm going to leave that here for now. Pour over future scroll bar. What I mean by that is on the future demo that I've been working on, I had a scroll bar that looked pretty good over here. I can't even remember how I did that. Is that all in the CSS? I think so. Okay, let me just pull up the reference. Oh, yeah, my computer's being so slow. Where would I put something like that? Let's try and follow the breadcrumbs. So open up the futures project. Let's go under styles, leaf. We'll try common first. Let's look under global. And it's gonna say scroll bar somewhere in there. Let's be, oh, there we go, circle. Why would I add this in circle? Huh. Odd. Header search, form input, bottom banner. Okay, I'm gonna take this scroll bar. I think originally I was only gonna use it on circle, and then I changed my mind. So just in the futures project real quick, I'm also gonna drop this globally. Just put that right up here. I'll go back to our Bonsai project. Under resources, assets, styles, we have common components, common, global, there we go. I think that'll do it. Let's take a look. Yeah, that scroll bar is just a lot cleaner. Especially in dark mode. This one's pretty much unbearable in dark mode, in my opinion. There's another one, so it's working right there, but it's not working on the modal scroll. And there's another one right here. We'll see if it changes when I refresh it. No, it's only working global on the main scroll bar, so how do we target it under those ones? Do we need to remove? Scroll bar, 5 pixels, body. we doing a reload loop? That's just great. Okay, it's official. My next stream is going on the PC because I think the only issue with this little infinite reload bug is just my CPU's getting crushed today. Not quite sure why it's so different today. Okay, how can we get these other scroll bars? They're inside the body. No, maybe they're outside the body. Maybe that's why. No, they wouldn't be outside the body. Modal. We can try and specify this inside of modal. See if that changes anything. That's kind of a messy solution, but I'm just testing. Yeah, I'm officially gonna lose my mind how slow this has been. I'm gonna try turning my camera off. Not sure if that does much. Alright, yeah, I'm just gonna spend all day working on this infinite reload bullshit. So I'm gonna cut the stream, and I don't think it's really necessary to document every single feature or story as we go through the backlog. Basically, you can see an overview of what I'm going to be looking at. I've talked about it a ton. I can briefly cover my approach. I think you know the approach on the scroll bar, modal and desktop, the modal sizing. We talked about that briefly. How that'll just be adjusting this width here so that we can take up more width on desktop and start really using this calendar full width. It'll work a lot better. I'm not really quite sure how it's going to work on mobile. We'll take that as it comes. And then we have our topics tab, which is the functionalities all here. So this is the circle integration. I just got to organize it a bit more, come up with some little bit of dummy content. These will be kind of featured topics. And then we'll probably have a general one, which will just be a feed of everything within that space. So all the functionalities there, that's why I'm not focusing on that anymore. resources tab, that's just coming up with dummy content, more dummy content all over. Then we're going to start duplicating the Instagram component, which we have here, and then we'll just duplicate that across every group. So yeah, things are really starting to come together now that I got the calendar integration working. That's awesome. We'll figure out how to link that into Google Calendar's API. I'll cover that on the next session because that's going to take some research reading through the documentation. I thought it was going to be a little bit more obvious at first glance, but yeah, I'll cover that next time, and hopefully we'll be mostly done with all of this because I'm going to check some of it off while I'm not streaming so that I don't have this insufferable CPU load going on. All right, my friends, stay cool, my babies, and I will see you on another time. Peace.